What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. I hope you guys all had an amazing day. I'm going to make this a pretty quick video, and I hope that it can guide you guys in the right direction. If you guys are watching this for the first time or don't know exactly who it is that I am, my name is Ricky. I have a group. We have a little bit over 48,000 members within our free platform. This is what you see right here. So it's TechBot Solutions. The link is down below. It says free Facebook group. Feel free to be a part of it. Right now we have 44,000, a little bit over 44,000 members within TechBot Solutions. But then we do have our private group chat. So altogether we are a little bit over 48,000 members. We trade in the stock market, but not only do we do that, I feel like they kind of resemble a little bit of who it is that I am and what it is that I do. I invest in real estate. I invest in people's like ventures or businesses. And then I also do a couple other things on the side. I am a ASU student, so I'm still attending the university. But pretty much that's just a little background about myself. Today we're going to be talking about 3 different patterns that I look for when it comes down to momentum trading or day trading, whatever it is that you like to call it. This is not the only way that you can day trade. These are not the only patterns that you need to be looking for. I'm simply talking about my best practices and hope that it can guide you in the right direction. We have 3 rules within our group, and I hope that they can guide you in the right direction. The first rule is that we don't invest based on anyone else's opinion. Therefore, you should have or an understanding of why you're investing in a stock. Second thing is it goes right hand in hand with that. Always understand what you're investing in and know the risk involved. And then the third thing is, again, going with that, is always having a plan when investing. So knowing where you're buying, knowing where you're selling, and knowing where you're going to be cutting your losses before you actually take a position. Therefore, you know the risk involved before actually taking the position. So if you have to stop loss out, it's not something that was so unheard of or was something that was unexpected. You have a true understanding of everything that's going on. So we have a couple of people that are joining us. We have Arnold, we have Savisha, Sunshine, Tipicano. All you guys are saying what's up. Thank you guys again for joining us live. So we do have a couple people that are joining us. I know I'm catching you guys on a Friday night. Probably not the most entertaining thing to do on a Friday night. That's why I'm going to make it very quick. I'm going to break down and share my whole thought process with these different stocks that we've been trading very frequently this whole week, and talk to you about a pattern that I've been seeing very quick. Again, this is let me just make sure that I'm not super big. Let me make this a little bit smaller. I know you guys don't even want to see me. But yeah, let's go ahead and focus on this. So LINU has been a huge runner. Let me go ahead and take a look back. 30-day analysis. This one has been a huge runner. Before came from lows of $1, $1.25. It consolidated there, had a nice little pump, saw a pullback, consolidated again at $1, and then our group called it out as of yesterday. That's what, if you guys caught today's live stream, I caught this when it was at $1.50, hit highs of 320 and saw a downward trend since there. Oh, looks like we're going to get the squeaky door. But a really quick breakdown. So again, a lot of very quick breakdown. So just to give you guys a better understanding of the trend that I'm seeing is after it sees its huge pump, it goes hits and highs of 320. It sees the pullback, and something that I've been noticing very often, this is the first pattern, is when it sees its pump and it sees that really decent pullback, it bounces or flat lines off the purple VWAP. We wait for it to actually break and hold above the purple VWAP, showing signs of an upward trend. And from that very point forward, it held almost the entire day above the purple VWAP, showing signs of an upward trend. So again, if you weren't able to take advantage of the opportunity that it presented itself, from $1 all the way to its very peak, something that we do is we wait for the pullback, wait for it to identify its support. That would be the purple VWAP, and then you identify a good buy point, good sell point, which would be the $2.75 price point, or $3 altogether. Just because those are critical points, they're about every 25 cents. Having that understanding, with that understanding itself, I feel like a lot of traders were able, especially within our group, because we called out the bounce off the purple VWAP, we're able to take advantage of that opportunity, being able to buy at the low points, sell close or near to the resistance when we can see that it's peaking out, waiting for it to sell off, bounce again at the purple VWAP, even after it had its huge ride. Just because it had its huge pump doesn't mean that it's necessarily done. If you can buy it at a point where the demand is still there, then therefore it should see an increase in price. And even from like 328 to when it hit highs of almost 250, that was 15% profit. It had the pullback, and then again it bounced up and it hit 275, 15% profit. You wait for the pullback, and then it broke above 250, so now it's holding above that support, hit highs of $3, and again another 16%. So it offers a lot of potential even after it has its nice little pump. So if you don't like trading in the morning just because it might be a little bit too early for you or you might be working, something that I've noticed, especially this week, has been after these stocks see huge pumps up, you wait for it to settle down, you wait for it to kind of die down and really kind of identify its true support, after all its hype. And if it holds above the purple VWAP and it, truly shows signs of an upward trend, then it validates that. And the EMA continues to hold above the purple VWAP, therefore indicating that it's a bounce. And, leading to, even if you just would have gotten in at the entry point of, at the purple VWAP, let's say 230, and would have sold at the resistance that we called out at $3. That's 30% potential for profit. So it's again just a very trend that I hope that can expose you to something that can kind of guide you in the right direction. After I did call out later throughout the day that once it did break below the purple VWAP, it was most likely going to see a downward trend. It did see a pullback. It bounced at 225, a little bit lower than 225, around 220, and then again had a pump to 275. But overall, again, just the risk wasn't worth it for, I don't think, the team overall when it pumped below the purple VWAP, because then it was just indicating a downward trend. From that point forward, it broke again below the purple VWAP and started to close there. So it's trying to hold above 220, and now it has a resistance at around 245 to 250 with the purple VWAP. So that's the first example, or one of the first trends. Another one that was really good today that I called out in the morning was XXII. We did really good with the group altogether. Again, something that it did was during its pre-market pump, did excellent, right? And we see a lot of stocks that have been performing like that. It was previously trading at $3. It was consolidating above the $3 support, had a nice little push up, hits the resistance at wherever it might be during pre-market hours, and has it sell off. Therefore, when it actually comes down to market open, a lot of us are not able to take advantage of that opportunity. So instead of this bouncing off the purple VWAP and hitting the resistance off the red VWAP, now we have a better understanding that on this one, because it's seen a downward trend, the golden VWAP is a support and the purple VWAP is a resistance. So something that a lot of our traders were able to do is I got out right as it hit the 350 price point at the very end. But when it ended up going again below the 340 support and continued its downward trend, it was breaking below EMA. So I was like, simply wait for the bounce and wait for it to show signs of an upward trend. So you wait for it to bounce off the purple VWAP, you wait for it to break above the EMA, and once it identifies that trend, again, it broke above the purple VWAP there. That would have been ideally where I would have sold, and it offers that potential for profit. So something that I like to look for is when you see stocks that see huge pumps and then have huge sell-offs at market open, you wait for the bounce, you wait for it to consolidate at around the golden VWAP or wherever the support chooses to identify itself, and then once it truly starts showing signs of an upward trend, just because you missed all the hype during pre-market hours doesn't mean that it doesn't offer any more opportunity throughout the day. So something that we wait for is for the pullbacks, wait for it to really identify the dip, identify the support, and once it starts showing signs of an upward trend, overall, it's not, I don't think, too complicated. It was very easy for us to be able to identify that 350 was the resistance. As you guys can see, it did not break 350 once throughout the entire day, and it validated that multiple times. Here, even later throughout the market, it was not able to break above 350. That was a very strong resistance. What does that mean? It means that buyers were not willing to purchase it at more than $3.50, meaning that XXII at the given time was not worth more than $3. Therefore, the demand wasn't there. So we knew that that was a resistance, and $3.20 as of today was the support. So again, we identified the low points, we identified the high points, but it's understanding that because they have huge pumps and you miss it, doesn't mean that you have to buy at the highest price point and try to get in at the best price. But wait for the dip, wait for the bounce, and once it validates that bounce and you see a sign of an upward trend, then that's when you can make the assumption that, okay, I can buy at a low price, which then I can later sell for a profit. Or if it dips, even further and breaks below the purple VWAP, then I'll simply cut my losses at 1, 2, 3%, whatever it is that you formulate as your max loss per position. The last one that I wanted to talk about was something a little bit more for, I guess, that doesn't go hand in hand with my title, and I apologize if that is something that is so pretty much this one has to do with GoPro. GoPro, a trend, and this is not a momentum stock. I apologize. It should have been 2 momentum stocks in one day trade, so I hope you guys are okay with me calling this one out still. But something that I saw about this one is we've called it out this week before already. It has an overall resistance at around like $11.50 to $12. Is not able to break above $12. Had a previous support at around $10.50. And then it dropped down to $10. It did break below $10. Today was the first day that it started showing signs of an upward trend, breaking above the EMA, And that was one of the, when people were asking me, hey, Ricky, are you looking at anything to swing trade for this weekend? UGAS is lower than ever before, so UGAS is below $10. But why did I not want to swing trade UGAS compared to GoPro? Well, it comes down to the understanding that, UGAS is still showing signs of a downward trend. UGAS is still trending down and holding below the EMA. It doesn't mean 100% that it's not going to pop up. It just means it wasn't indicating, it wasn't showing me any signs that it was going to come back up. Therefore, GoPro was one of the few stocks that I could trust to swing trade. That I see the potential that, hey, I'm catching this at a really low point. I don't feel like the risk is that high. And it's showing signs today, signs of an upward trend. It broke above the EMA, had a nice little pump to like about 1020, had a little pullback, and then flatlined, if I'm not mistaken, and holding above $9.80 almost throughout the entire day. Again, holding above the golden VWAP, not really showing signs of a downward trend, still closed at a higher price point than what it closed at yesterday. So again, it's showing signs that it's trying to move up, and I think hopefully, when it comes down to market open on Monday, then we can see some form of an upward trend. And if not, then I can simply lock in my profits or cut losses if it falls a little bit lower than the $9.90 price point. With that simple understanding, that's my plan. All the stocks that I talked about today are not stocks that I'm suggesting for you to trade. You should never invest based on anyone else's opinion. I just wanted to talk to you guys about patterns and how I look at them and how I break them down to give myself a better understanding that, hey, this is how I justify, getting into a momentum trade after all the hype has happened. Just because all the pump has happened doesn't mean that it offers no more demand, especially for those that can't wake up, especially here Mountain Standard Time or California time, that have to wake up at 6 o'clock to trade at 6:30 a.m. Then we could wait maybe 30, 40 minutes or an hour or 2 hours. Once the hype ends up dying out, we wait for the pullbacks, just like we talked about for LINU, because this week has been completely crazy with all the profits that our group has been making. We've seen like 100% runners. LINU, we called it out, and not me. It was one of our traders during my live stream that called out LINU. I believe it was Rant Gaming's. And he called it out, and it ended up hitting highs of 320. That's 191% profit from its previous close to its peak today. That's huge. How often do you see that? Well, this week has been nonstop, huge momentum runners. Does it mean that it's always going to be like this? No. Does it mean that you can be careless with your trades and just kind of hope for the best? No. It comes down to formulating a plan, looking at patterns, and how you can predict these, or still be able to capitalize on these patterns and making sure that you can continuously make profit. And I hope that this video can kind of put it into perspective. Overall, I want to thank you guys again for tuning in. So you guys are asking me a couple questions about how I have my TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform set up. Simply make your way over to the YouTube search bar and search up Thinkorswim Ricky Gutierrez. I've made a video, numerous videos about how I have my scanners, how I have my platform set up with the VWAPs, with all the indicators, with all the arrows and everything in detail. So that's really just it. So you get V Alley's asking, is Connor your member? Connor is one of our momentum traders within our group. So you guys are asking a couple questions. Feel free to direct message me if you're not a part of the TechBot Solutions group already. I know that you guys have a pretty busy probably Friday night. Overall, I just wanted to remind you guys that when it comes down to trading, you guys don't have to be always looking for these, especially when starting out. I don't necessarily always suggest for a bunch of new traders to be trading these momentum stocks, because it's more difficult for you guys to take advantage of opportunity because you don't understand the whole mechanics. And that's something that I've really seen, that a lot of people try to jump into these huge, 100% runners. And because they move so quickly, you don't know where you're buying, you don't know where you're selling, you don't know where you're cutting your losses, and you don't even know how to really, walk your way through the platforms that you're using. And I think that's a huge red flag. And that's why you should maybe start paper trading before investing any real money. I'm not here to, tell you guys what to trade or tell you guys when to buy and sell. But overall, I just hope that, these videos can kind of guide you in the right direction, and ensuring that, I can at least expose you to my mistakes, so you don't have to repeat them yourself. Therefore, you focus more on my best practices and stuff like that. So overall, thank you guys again for all your time and everything it is that you guys do. If you guys are joining me for the first time, I do go live every single day, Monday through Friday, 15 minutes before the market opens. I go live about for 10 to 15 minutes, and then I move my way over to the Discord group chat where the TechBot Solutions team kind of just conversates over the voice channel. So it's a very efficient way on how to communicate with one another. We have really good and profitable day traders, so feel free to join us there. We have a couple people that locked in. I do want to give a shout out to Wilson, locked in over $4,000 profit on LINU today. So huge congrats to you, huge profit. I want to let you guys know, especially those that are starting out, don't expect, if I can encourage anything, especially for new traders, is to focus on consistent percentage growth, not the actual dollar value. So thank you again for everything that you guys do. I hope you guys have a fun and safe weekend. And hopefully it's productive. If you guys want to join us, we do meet on a weekly basis for our Sunday stock talk. That's at 6:30 Mountain Standard Time. That's pretty much California time. Feel free to join us. I will be launching, just like I've been telling you guys this entire week, so you guys can watch a couple of my previous videos. I am going to be launching my lesson library, which is structured curriculum, that if you guys like the breakdown of these videos, it's kind of more in depth and it's straight to the point. Therefore, I have over 500 videos, and those are probably going to be a little bit too many for you guys to all watch. So, I really just concentrated on, the diamonds of what it is that I want everyone to know and understand about investing in the stock market, giving you guys a better understanding and having a better chance to be successful like many of our traders are. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to be launching that lesson library on Sunday. And the lesson library is going to be available, and it's only going to be available first for the TechBot Solutions members. And then the first 300 people that sign up, I will be offering for a month a one-to-one mentorship. So I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about that specific detail. We have over 3,500 people that have signed up for the email list that we'll be reaching out to. So I just wanted to let you guys know, if you guys see value in that, stay up to date. Feel free to subscribe. And if you guys have any questions, you guys can always reach out to me. If you guys see any emails posted in the comments, there's people that impersonate me and that ask you for personal information. I never ask you for personal information. I never ask you for money. I never ask anything from you. TechBot Solutions is free. The only thing if you guys want to sign up for this lesson library or just want to be kept up to date on when it is that we go live for this lesson library, it's the first link in the description, and you simply have to put in your email where it says, type in your email, press enter, and that is it. We reach out to you. We don't send out any spam. We don't give your emails out to anything. It's just me, so I can reach out to you, letting you guys know and notifying you when I have everything structured and ready to go. So I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. We will see you guys for our Sunday stock talk, and I hope you guys have a fun and safe, productive weekend. Like always, guys, continue working hard, continue following your dreams, let your passion be what drives you in your success. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.